Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. Plenty to talk about this week. Some interesting things in Checked Out. So let's get right into it. Somebody watched Drive Away Dolls?
Yeah, I watched Drive Away Dolls because it was directed by Ethan Cohen.
Just one of the Coen
that's why I watched it. In search of a fresh start, two women embark on an impromptu road trip to Tallahassee. However, things quickly go awry when they cross paths with a group of inept criminals along the way.
I
it's a Coen
trailer for this. Oh, okay, go ahead. I remember the trailer for this.
It's a Coen movie, and so it's got some interesting characters, but it's not very memorable. The only thing memorable about it is that it stars two characters who are lesbians, and there's a lot of horniness in this movie. Okay. So if you like watching girls kiss each other, this is a quick 82 minutes, and that'll be all right with you. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate the movie. Like, I finished it and I got some chuckles. But it's not like it's not like Fargo or like seasons of Fargo. You know what I mean? But it's trying to get it's got kind of that vibe, right? Like in the first 3 minutes, someone dies in like a comedic kind of way, right? Like they get a corkscrew stuck in their throat and it just twists, right? Like, and it's played for laughs.
Okay.
I like the two leads. I think they have very good chemistry. It's got some cameos from a bunch of people that I like. Coleman Domingo, Pedro Pascal, Matt Damon. But it's fine. I wouldn't rush out to see it, but this is a pretty good, as you say, folding laundry movie.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Something.
You don't sound that enthused.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's 82 minutes. It's 84 minutes. So it didn't stay long. Yeah, in and out. Didn't stay long. No. In and out, just like all the dildos in the movie.
Wow. In and out. One of us was bound to make the joke. There you go.
Oh, well, there you go. Something I am very excited for is The Gentleman. I watched the first episode, and I would have watched more, but me being a good husband and not instinctively lying to my wife, she asked me, she was like, I asked her when this first came out, I said, hey, would you want to watch this? Because like, that's her quality time thing, is her, that's what she likes.
Yeah.
And I said, you want to watch this? And she was like, I don't know. A little cheesy, maybe a little too violent, right? I'm like, all right.
Great.
I'm fine. That perfectly fine. And when I finally, the day I was going to watch it, right, she was like, hey, did you watch The Gentleman yet? Because I heard it's really good and your boy's in it. And I was like, your boy? Oh, the only black person, Giancarlo Esposito's in it. Yeah. Well, she found out he was in it. And we're like, oh, there's a black person in it. Maybe I will watch it. So
that would irritate the shit out of me, though. Like if I tell you something and then you come back to me and then like, hey, have you? I'm like,
no. I've already watched 7 episodes. It's too late. I'm already
I watched the whole season already. I'm done.
That's what I should have did. But I didn't. I will try to rectify clarify that next time.
You're a good husband.
No, you told her what she wanted to hear. That's what it is. He's not a good.
That was my fault.
Yeah,
that was my fault. That was my fault. But you know what? I'm about to do something that I've never done. I'm about to street on her. I'm about to streaming cheat on her because I'm gonna watch the shit out of this show because this is my jam. This is what I want from Guy Ritchie. This is dark comedy, British gangster show, simple plot, colorful characters. Vinnie Jones is in it.
Oh,
he's not.
Get out of here! Sorry, no, I'm not waiting.
Come on.
I'm not waiting.
Right, I'm not waiting for her now, man. After watching that first episode, I'm not waiting. So, the premise is Edward Horniman has unexpectedly inherited an estate of 15,000 acres and the title of Duke of Halstead from his recently deceased father. The title contains a special remainder that allows it to pass to the second son. See, he's the second son, the firstborn son. I'm the eldest boy. Like he's got that kind of energy, right? Like he's like British Kendall, but unsuccessful, right? And
but he wasn't even the eldest boy. That's the best part of that.
Right.
You're not even the oldest. Like, you fucking asshole. Anyway, go ahead.
So Edward learns that his land has become part of a weed growing empire run by someone named Susie Glass, and now he must navigate a world of eclectic and dangerous characters with nefarious agendas, whilst also protecting his home and to stay alive. So in the first episode, minor spoilers, in the first episode, his do-nothing brother he's in a little bit of debt. And that's why he wanted the inheritance, so he could pay off his debt, because he's the fuck up, right? And our main character, like, he's like a James Bond type, right? Like, he's super cool. He's the gentleman. He's super cool. He's got everything under control, and life just keeps throwing shit at him, right? And in order to try and help his brother get out of debt, he kind of saddles up with this hidden weed business that he didn't know anything about. And the first episode is all about trying to pay off his brother's debt. And yeah, man, this is my shit. Snatch is one of my favorite movies ever, right? This is giving me that. This is giving me exactly what I want. This is me being Dave Bautista. Give me what I want, right? Like, this is it.
Now, how does this compare? This is sort of like a apparently
it's set in the same universe as the movie.
Okay, all right. Because I loved The Gentleman. I thought it was really, really great. I saw it in theaters and I loved it. And then when it came to like streaming or whatever, I got my wife to watch it and she was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And she was like, wow, this is really, really good. I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like, you're the one who picks the bad movies, not me. So yeah, I really love that. So I'm super excited to watch this. I just haven't had a moment to sit down and watch it. But yeah, it looked really great. And this, I know it's not right to tell directors like to not do different things, but Guy Ritchie, I need you to not do different things. I need you to just do these because he's really good at it. You know, like he's great at it.
Like, I get it, right? You're an artist and you want to, branch out and all that, right? And you don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again consecutively, because people will think your stuff starts to get stale. But when you do come back to it, like, you get this, which is is right up my alley. Yeah. But yeah, at the same time, like, maybe don't do Aladdin again. You know what I mean?
Like, but he made a lot of. He had a lot of errors. Didn't he do like a Robin Hood movie too? Like,
I thought it was like a King Arthur movie or something like that.
One of those. I don't know. It looked bad. It looked real bad. So yeah, I'm happy to see him doing this. It looks very good. I'm glad to hear it's very good. I'm not surprised. Has he done, in your opinion, a bad British gangster movie? I don't think so.
No, look, Lock, Stock, Great. Snatch, one of my favorite
Excellent.
movies.
Yeah, excellent.
Slept Away. That looks like a romantic comedy. Get out of here. Revolver. I don't think I've seen Revolver. It's a Jason Statham movie.
I think that's the one where he's like a religious kind of person. I've never seen that one, but I've heard that maybe not so great. That might be the only one.
Rock and Roller.
Totally underrated, yo. Totally underrated. I like that movie a lot.
The two Sherlock Holmes movies. Look, they're not. I like those movies. They're not like, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I really like that movie. I really like that movie. Yeah, but that one guy started eating people or some shit, right?
Dude, he's a bit of a weirdo, man. He's a bit of a weirdo. Like, they need to put him in jail. Like, for real.
And then it's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I didn't bother because, like,
I saw that one.
Theory and
yeah, I saw that one. It was real bad. It was real bad. Real bad. Yeah, just stick to this. Just stick to this.
Yeah. And then he did Aladdin, which,
even my 4-year-old. Yeah, the live action one.
Yeah, the Will Smith Aladdin. Yeah.
Yo, even my 4-year-old daughter was like, Daddy, I don't like this one as much as the other ones. I was like, I agree. And she's seen 2 and 3. Aladdin 2 and 3 she likes more. She don't fuck with Aladdin. That's how bad.
Live action Aladdin was subpar,
to say the least. Not good. Not good at all.
And he's got a couple other movies on here, but he's got the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which looks fun.
Yeah, it looks fun.
And then he's got a couple other movies down the pike. But yeah, man, just I need stuff like this, man. This is my shit.
Yeah. I assume that Terrence, you watch Roadhouse?
Yeah, the new one. I've never seen the original one actually.
The original's a wild one.
I don't. So I'm assuming that the original is really dumb, but people just really like it because
that's
there's a Liu Kang fatality in that. In that,
apparently someone gets their throat ripped out.
Yeah.
What happened? If the original is anything like this, this is fun. Like, this is a fun remake. Again, I've never seen I don't have anything to go on besides clips from the original one. Was he really roundhouse kicking niggas in the face like constantly? Because the only thing I know from Roadhouse is like the Family Guy skit.
Family Guy skit.
Yeah, yeah, like Roadhouse. And he was just kicking the shit out of people. But this is fun. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal plays Dalton. He's an ex-UFC fighter in this one. I don't know what was going on in the original one. And he's just tasked to protect this roadhouse. And shenanigans ensue. It's very violent. It's visceral as hell. Like, the fight sequences are crazy. And he got incredibly jacked to play this part.
Yeah, he looked.
Like, it looks like he looks like a fucking UFC fighter, man. He looks crazy. And then Conor McGregor shows up, and it just goes off the fucking. It was already off the rails, but as soon as Conor McGregor shows up, it just turns into a fucking cartoon, dude.
Is Conor McGregor even acting in this movie, or is he just being himself?
I don't think he is. I don't think so.
How did he?
I think he got an outline. He's not a good actor. But like the fight sequences between him and Jake Gyllenhaal are really good. Like the last fight sequence, pretty dope. Again, very violent. It's just a fun, dumb movie, man. Like I'd recommend it because it's like an old '80s action movie as best as it can be done. It doesn't take place in the '80s. It is contemporary,
right?
But it's like an old school '80s action film, and it's just a fun ride. It's a little too long. It's 2 hours long. Doesn't need to be.
2 hours is a long time.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be 2 hours long. There was some stuff they could have took out. They could have shaved like 15 to 30 minutes off. But it's fun. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
All right. So. And then there was don't you tell lies on the podcast. That's not right. You definitely had fun with this next movie. You watched Madam Web.
I did watch Madam Web. I watched it over the weekend. You ever watch a movie where you think to yourself, I don't want to say how did this get made because that's a podcast. They probably have like a fucking trademark on it. But like, what was the end game when they decided to release this movie in the theaters?
I don't know. That's a pretty good name for a podcast. What was the end game?
Right. Like, what the fuck were they like? Because movies, when before movies come out, they do screen them, correct?
That's the thing that
they do.
Some studios do, some don't. Yeah.
Did they not screen
normally.
this? Okay, maybe they didn't screen it. I get a lot of Sony screeners and emails. Not screeners to watch someone but to go to a theater to review it and shit like that. But I mean, like screeners before even reviewers can get to it.
Right.
They screen test it, right? That's what I mean.
They're supposed to, yeah. They're supposed to screen test.
Yeah. I don't think they did that for this movie. I don't.
No.
I think they directed it. They had someone edit it, and then they just threw it out there for general consumption. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Wow. I can't. I might be being hyperbolic. I don't think I am. The script,
of a major movie. I'm sure there are worse movies.
Yeah, there are movies that are worse. Look, some people have no money to make movies, but this movie has money behind it.
Right. This is a real studio.
I don't know how much. This is a real movie that someone wrote and directed and put
professional
visual
screenwriter.
Right. Yo, I can't.
Wow, this only had It had an $80 million budget. I'm shocked it's that low. Actually,
I'm shocked it's that high. I don't know. I don't know where the money went. Dakota Johnson's terrible. All of the girls in the movie are fucking terrible. Like, the script is garbage. Yo. Okay. She's one of the worst characters I've ever seen. You don't... She's supposed to be the hero, right? She's an asshole. First of all, she doesn't... She's an orphan because, of course, her mother died in the rainforest. What's the quote? I don't even remember what the fuck the quote was.
Before my mom died in a rainforest researching spiders or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she was in the rainforest researching spiders. She got killed in 1973. So she's an orphan, right? So she spends her life in orphanages and shit like that. So she's 30 at this point in the movie. And she just she's not a people person. She's a bit of an asshole, right? She saves this woman's life in the beginning of the movie. She saves this woman's life. And the kid's, the woman's son, the little kid, tries to hand her a picture that he drew of his family. He's like, "Thanks for saving my mom." And she looks at him like she's disgusted, right? She's like, "I don't, the fuck you want me to do with this picture, nigga?" And her partner, who was Ben, played by, I can't remember what his name is. He's like, "Yo, just take the fucking picture and throw it away later. What's wrong with you?" Yeah, Adam Scott. He's like, "Yep, just take the picture and say thank you. And just throw it away later. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Don't do it in front of the kid." So she takes it, and she's a bit of an asshole, right? So she fast forward to where she gets her powers. She fucking saves someone. She falls in the water, and now she can see the future because the spider. Right? There's a scene with her, and for some reason Mike Epps is in this movie. I didn't know that was a thing. And she has a premonition that he's going to get.
Mike is again, another reason I'm not seeing this movie.
Another reason. There's a scene where she's talking to him. She has a premonition that he's going to get hit by a truck, right?
I've seen this.
It
doesn't make sense, but go ahead.
She stops him. He's getting into the ambulance, right? To take off, to drive off. But she stops him. She's like, "Hey, you want me to drive instead?" And they have this conversation, this 15 to 20 second conversation. He's like, nah, blah, 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 blah. So he starts the car and he drives off. And he gets hit by the fucking bus or the truck. I'm like, okay. That's when I'm sitting there watching the movie. I'm like, okay, so you saw the premonition that he was about to get hit by this bus or this truck, and you wanted to stop it from happening. And you wasted the 30 seconds that
exactly
he could have been past the intersection that he would have got crushed by this truck. So you caused this nigga to die.
Right.
You caused it. That's bad writing.
Her power shouldn't be a monkey paw situation. That doesn't make any sense.
You intervening with him taking off 30 seconds earlier caused him to die. So it's your fault that he died. So he dies. Fast forward, she's like, "Hey, this guy is trying to kill you niggas," and fast forward to the end, she gets hit in the face with a firework and dies. But she doesn't die. She loses her eyesight, and it's a terrible movie. I don't know why I'm even explaining the plot. But the worst thing, there are two things that were just incredibly egregious to me. First of all, Michael, do you remember when the PSP came out? You know what year the PSP came out?
It was like mid 2000s or something like that. Like
Came out in 2005. 2005 is when the PS.
Yeah, literally mid 2000s.
Yeah, mid 2000s. This movie takes place in 2003. The scene on the train, this nigga has a PSP.
2 years before the fucking thing came out.
2 years before the PSP came out. It wasn't a transmission that she had. The nigga was literally playing a PSP on the train. And I'm like, okay, Sony, I get it. You wanted to put product placement of a product that no longer exists. I don't get it, but okay. Sure.
Right.
Secondly, the most egregious thing is the villain himself. I don't know what the fuck was going on with this nigga. I don't know this nigga. You know when you're watching a movie, right? And like when the camera is behind someone's head and it's ADR, it's always ADR. It's weird. Like you can see their mouth moving, but the voice, like the sound does not match up with the voice. How that always happens in every movie. I don't know why they ADR those sequences. This nigga's ADR through the entire movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
He's looking directly into the camera and talking, and his mouth is not saying the words that you are hearing in your ear holes. It's befuddling, to say the least. I was like, what is this? I thought it's like you're watching a dubbed movie, only with him. Only with him.
I'm not sure.
85% of the scenes he's in. I'm like,
I'm not sure what the reason was for using ADR with him, but yeah, it's like almost his entire dialogue. It's like that.
Yeah, it's like 80% of it, because in the beginning it's fine. When he's in the rainforest with her mother, researching spiders, like the words coming out of his mouth are the words that you're hearing, right? But then, like once he becomes evil, nothing that he's mouthing stuff. I'm like, did they do this on purpose? Like, what's happening? Again, $80 million where?
Is it like a haywire situation where Gina Carano was like, "Yo, this is obviously not you, right?" Like,
no, that was her though. That was her.
That was her.
Yeah,
she ate on her own voice, right?
Yeah, she didn't sound authoritative enough to Soderbergh, so he had her redo all her lines because it sounded like she was reading off of a piece of paper.
That's what this nigga sounds like.
Yeah, because she was.
In the ADR lines. I'm like, what? I wanted everybody to die in this movie. All of the kids, Madam Web herself. I wanted the fucking villain to win, but he was so terrible that I'm like, I don't even.
Now,
and it's 2 hours long, dog.
Okay, now I do 2 hours long is ridiculous. Now I have a very serious question.
I feel like this is not going to be a serious question.
You don't know that. You don't know that. How excited were you on a scale of 1 to 10 when she turns around in the chair at the end to reveal she's wearing the glasses because she's now blind?
Yeah, she got the Bret Hart glasses on. No, she doesn't have the Bret Hart glasses in that scene. She has them at the very end of the movie. And the very last screenshot is them in their ridiculous Party City outfits on a rooftop. They never actually get the outfits, guys. It's all premonitions. When you see them in their outfits, it's all seeing into the future.
There's no action sequence with them, like in the suits.
No, she's foreseeing the future.
Right, but is that an action sequence? Do they actually show them fighting in the premonition?
If you want to call it that, sure, why not?
All right, so they don't.
I guess, nigga, I don't know the fuck. This movie's fucking terrible. I do not recommend it even to check you. It's one of those movies that's like, you see movies that are so bad they're good. This is like mea culpa. Like, it's so bad. It's just bad. It's just bad.
So there's nothing redeemable about this at all.
No, not at all. It's fucking terrible. I was like, this is, again, I don't know what the fuck Sony is doing. I don't know how they're not losing tons of money like WB, because this movie made its money back at the wall.
This movie made its money back. I mean,
yeah, because people are dumb, yo. Because people don't understand. Like, man, I heard it's really bad. I can't wait to go see. Like, it's all engagement. They don't give a fuck. They got your money. Stop going to see these movies if you think it's gonna be bad. What the fuck? You're contributing. If you go see this movie, you are not telling anybody anything they don't already know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Agreed. Like, and Terrence didn't pay for it to see it.
Right? Guess what? I'm not either.
Right,
No.
crazy.
Like, right, exactly. Look,
Stupid ass shit would that be?
wait till you can watch it for free if you want to shit on it. But you going out and like, yo, think about it, people.
Just hand it
You
to
work
them.
hard for your money. Treat yourself right. Like,
I can't.
No, yo, there's not enough old people listening to this that would truly understand how ridiculous that statement was. But go ahead. I loved it personally.
I got it. I understood. We're all in our 40s.
Yeah.
We understood it. But you're right, man. Like, you can't keep going to these fucking garbage movies and then get mad when they keep putting out garbage movies.
That's why you're about to have a third goddamn Venom movie. Oh, I heard the first one was bad. I'm gonna go see it. I'm like,
some people like legitimately like those movies. They're better than this piece of shit.
I'm sure
that's true.
I'll give people the benefit of the doubt with Venom. I've never seen it, but people actually genuinely like it.
Both of them.
But Morbius and
Morbius,
Madam
absolutely.
Web and James Bond the Hunter, like this is not these are not movies that you need to support, in my opinion.
No, this is offensive, man. Like,
it's
insulting your intelligence.
Again, Morbius made its money back, right?
Yeah,
Morbius
is terrible, but this is
Morbius made $75 to $83 million, or cost $75 to $83 million for the budget. It made $167 million. Now that's not a lot of money, but it's enough that they can go, hey, we just probably broke even on this. Now we can make another one. Let's make Madam Web. Right? Because maybe we just break even or make a little bit of profits. Okay, a couple $1 million is all right. But stop supporting these movies. Just wait till it comes on streaming and then watch it. Like, these movies are terrible. And guess what? The worse the movie and the worse it does in the box office, the faster it gets to home movies, right? To streaming. So you only have to wait like a month.
Madam Web came out like a month ago in the movies. So it is available.
It was literally like 30 days before it hit streaming. You don't have to support it. Like, if it looks bad, and again, the only people that I think should actually go see these movies are people who actually do reviews, right? Because those people should be on the forefront of going, hey man, don't see this movie. This movie's really fucking bad. If you trust those people and you want to listen to them, listen to them. Right? Now, there's going to be movies that have differing opinions and what have you. But if you know that you're only going to hate watch this, why don't you just wait? Because all you're doing is giving the studio money. Like Micah said, it's just engagement. That dollar you spend doesn't look any different if you hated it or loved it to Sony. It just gives them carte blanche to make the next bad movie. So, like,
I didn't get it. I was just like, yo, this is like, it's just. What the fuck? Like, I couldn't. I'm like, yo, I don't understand why this is a thing. But WB like scrap Batgirl. Batgirl cannot be as bad. Can't possibly.
It can't
be any worse.
It can't.
There's no. Like I am telling you, niggas, there ain't no way Batgirl is worse than this piece of shit. It's impossible, dog. It looked like from what I saw, it looked like they actually put effort into Batgirl. Everybody was sleepwalking through this fucking movie, man. Everybody, all of the principal characters, especially I've never seen her in any other movies. I think she's a terrible actress. Like, if this is the only movie I've seen
Johnson?
her in, she's garbage as an actress from what I see. I don't know how she gets paid. Like, because she's terrible.
She's a Nepo baby, right? Yeah, she's a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
Don Johnson's daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, look, she was in those 50 Shades movies. Maybe she's
and
just
I heard those movies aren't good either.
No, I heard those movies.
Apparently, she's in The Social Network.
She couldn't have been anybody important. She couldn't have been anybody important. I refuse to believe that.
That movie came out 15 years ago.
Yeah,
a kid.
Probably. She's 34, so
yeah, she's like Matt.
Yeah,
She's like 20.
Yeah, nah, knock it off. Yeah, look, I can't wait to watch Madam Web this week. I can't wait.
It's just bad, man.
When I saw the images of the tribe that's near where they were researching spiders, I was like, oh, this looks utterly ridiculous. Like,
oh, those visual effects are great. Them running up and down the trees and shit. Okay, right. Yeah, fuck this dumbass movie. Yo. I can't. Sony, PlayStation must be making these niggas a lot of money. Yo. I'm telling you, because their fucking movie division is ass.
I wish they would just sell it. Like, just sell it, yo. Like, you're not doing anything with it, yo. Just sell it.
You're really not. Like, you couldn't have been on the fucking crew of that movie and be like, we're making some good shit here, man. You couldn't have been the director and be like, yo, this is dope. This is dope. People are really gonna fuck with this when it comes out in the movie theater. You couldn't have been one of the actors in the movie, be like, yo, I'm doing some good work.
Yeah, we killing the game today. Set no one on the staff.
God damn, yo. I couldn't believe it. It's terrible, yo. It's fucking awful. It's fucking trash. God damn. Great.
Last in, checked out. We all watched the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97 like it was our fucking jobs. I think I can speak for all 3 of us quickly in saying that this was really, really, really good. And I think we were all very pleased. Micah, you are you're the card-carrying member of the Cyclops fan club. Did they do your boy right, finally?
There's no finally about it. He's always been awesome. People,
there is a finally in media outside of the comic books.
Yeah, any live action or cartoon, Cyclops has really got
no, live action. He's gotten shaft. Go rewatch those cartoons. He's always been like this. He's always had this personality. Even in the first fucking episode, everybody remembers Wolverine punching him in the gut. You know why? Because Wolverine is a fucking child. Yeah, right. He fucking snuck him, and he's mad because Cyclops had to make a call. Cyclops is over there decapitating Sentinels by looking at them. Meanwhile, it's adamantium tasting time, boys. Pew, 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 pew. Like, all right, yo, all right. Look, Wolverine is fine. He's not fine in that cartoon. All right, he's a fucking hater. He's a fucking hater, and you liked him because you were 12 when you watched it, and he acts like a fucking 12-year-old in that original series. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that's absolutely accurate. And he's got knives on his hands, and I'm dumb at 12, and it was cool.
Right. Because you could grab fucking butter knives and stick them in your hands. You can't shoot concussive blasts out of your eyes, right? Like, I get it, but like, go back and watch that show as an adult, and you'll be like, wow, like I really misjudged Cyclops. Anyway, Cyclops in this.
Before you continue, I saw a TikTok of this woman talking about that shit, and she was like, "Yeah," she's basically saying the same thing about Wolverine. He's like, that nigga was always injured and crying.
Yes, yo, he was. Yo, he really was. Like, I implore you people to go back and watch it. Now, look, I get it, right? You can't have Wolverine, chopping niggas' heads off, but goddamn, like he's always right, like he's always hemmed up. He's always getting boxed up and shit. Meanwhile, Cyclops is like, I gotta keep the team together, right? And in the third season, when Jean goes away after the first Phoenix saga, he's pushing back on Xavier just like he did in the comics, and he was, he's like, yo, you made us go out there and do this shit. Like, nah, yo. And when Sinister is trying to take it,
so mad.
Look, I am because people don't. It's hard being a leader, guys. It's hard being anybody can just be like, fuck this, I'm going on my own. I'm gonna find Morph, man. Morph, where you at, Morph? Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, anybody can do that. It takes a fucking man to be a leader. The fuck out of here, or a woman. Because Storm is badass too. Anyway, X-Men 97. Look. All you new Cyclops fans, welcome aboard. I'm not one of those people that's like, hey, well, you can't like him now because you didn't like him then. Nah, welcome aboard. He even did a not joke in the first fucking episode, and he looked like a badass doing it because fuck you. You don't like that joke? Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'll blow your building up.
Right.
Seemed a little excessive. I mean, who's in the building, Cyclops? I don't give a shit. Like, it's fine.
Everybody.
It seemed a little excessive.
Oh, we got him escape.
Right. Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Doing a not joke is so fucking hilarious in 1990. Perfect.
But yeah, yo. Look, the show is amazing. The show is amazing. I love what they're doing with power usage, right? Like it's not just like bam, 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 blast, 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 right? It's not just like I am the mistress of the elements and I am going to provide cloud cover, right? Like they're finding unique ways to synergize with teammates and for people to use their own powers in different ways, which is dope. That first episode was very much like, hey, we got you hooked, right? We got you hooked. Look at all this team synergy and shit. Like, yeah, like we're fighting bigots. Like this we hit the ground running, right? And then the second episode is the real episode. Like this is when the show really gets going for me, because it's like, hey, let's not forget why we're here, right? Like we're here to beat you over the head with messages that bigots and xenophobes and racists and homophobes and all that, like they are bad. They are the bad people. And they are very blunt about it. That second episode has a storming of a government building.
Yeah. Them niggas fought January 6th.
They did January 6th, yo. The Magneto is being questioned by someone who looks and sounds remarkably like Lindsey fucking Graham, dude. Like it's like they're not being subtle about it. And to be honest with you, like in this day and age, right now, you can't be subtle about fighting bigotry and racism. He even says the word bigotry, yo. Like,
yeah, quite straight up. Yeah.
Right. Like, look, I am blown away by how I was excited for it, but I wasn't like, I've never been like a huge X-Men person, right? Not like I'm a Spider-Man person, right? But I like the X-Men and I like that original show. But I am blown away by the animation. I think the animation is much more fluid than I thought it would be. Everybody's character is just how they were. And it's wild, like coming right off of rewatching that series. Just the first 3 seasons. I couldn't watch 4 and 5. I can't do it to myself. People's voices, like some of the original cast still got it. Some of the new cast, they bring it.
Cyclops sounds pretty goddamn similar to the original fucking.
Yeah, because that guy died, right?
Yeah, that guy died. But he sounds great, which, you know, Cyclops is a white guy, right? Like it's
look out, everyone. Like, all right.
Right. Stay away from my family, Sinister. Right? Like, but yeah, man, look, I'm incredibly impressed with this show. And I think this is one of the best things Marvel's put out in a good long while. They're back now. I even like little things, right? Like Jubilee looks Asian now.
Yeah, apparently people were complaining about that. I was like, she is Asian. They just did proper animation style now. I don't think there's anything wrong with changing that. She's Asian. Why? Well, we gonna pretend she's not? Like, read her fucking backstory, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, some of the anime, like, I saw someone, again, I feel like some people just say things just to say them. Someone was like, the animation in the original was better than this. No, it isn't.
No, it wasn't.
Objectively, it's not.
That's silly.
Yeah, you just say.
I watched the first 4 episodes of the original, and then I'm like, I'm not watching 70-something episodes of this shit. And I did a 40-minute like recap on YouTube.
Yeah, like you're just yapping. Like you're just yapping. Just shut up. Yeah, look, I I like this. I like the series a lot so far. So far, so good. The thing for me is that they are leaning heavy into what the X-Men are supposed to be, what they've always been, which is, it's a diverse group of freaks who represent people who get shitted on just because of who they are. That's the whole point of the show, right? I like that they have opened with them fighting Friends of Humanity, which I've always said should be the first villain group that they fight in the live action movies. Like, it just makes sense, right? To really nail home what this series is about. It's not lost on me that the first two X-Men that you meet in the series are both black, saving an Afro-Latino kid. Maybe that's lost on some people. It shouldn't be. And he doesn't really want to be open about his powers, right? So he hasn't fully come into his own about who he truly is, right? He hasn't had his come to blackness moment or his come to mutant moment. He literally says, "I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones." Yeah,
he's rich. So
he said, "I'm not black. I'm OJ." Like he said that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff. Again, I feel like people just don't really pay attention to these things. Of course, there's all the controversy about Gambit being shown like he's been shown in comics since forever, which apparently makes dudes really uncomfortable. But yeah, he's kind of a bisexual character, guys. Like, I don't know if again. Media literacy at an all-time low. Like, it really is. I guess if you don't see a guy like blowing another guy, you don't get it. But it was it's a kid's cartoon, so they really couldn't do that. But I don't know. Read a comic book. Like that character is super in the middle, right? Very much so.
Even if he's not, the fact that you jump to that because he's wearing a crop top, because this punk dude, this like counterculture dude is wearing a tank top.
Right, that's true.
Someone who is about in his like mid 20s in 1997, which means he grew up in the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
niggas used to wear fishnet shirts to the club to pick up women. Okay, like, relax. Like, yeah, they didn't all wear long baggy t-shirts. Like, people wore colors and different styles. It's crazy to think. It's interesting to listen to people who, I've been a huge fan of the X-Men all these years, and I can't believe what they've done to these characters that represent gay folks and people of color struggling to be treated like normies. Yeah, it's the whole point of the fucking cartoon, you morons. Like, it's the whole point. It always has been. Why do you think the X-Men of all characters appeal to so many people? That should be your number one indicator. Everybody loved the X-Men. Everybody did. Black, white, whatever. Everybody did.
Because everybody found someone that they saw themselves in. That's the point.
I remember in the cartoon when Bishop showed up, I was like, yes, I like this. Like, there is somebody very black. Like, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like,
until you found out that he was a slave catcher in that first episode.
Bit of a problem. He went back. Yeah, changed.
I mean, he realized the second that the Sentinels turned on him, he realized it, right? And look, this show in episode 2, when Magneto was on trial and January 6th happens, and he says something to the effect of, "Oh, you play by the rules, and yet they still come for you." Like,
oh, how you play by the rules, and yet they still come for you.
And they still come for you, yo. He was.
Yeah,
like, the second episode should have just been called Bars. like, at a certain point, it was getting out of hand. I'm like, God damn, that last line, like,
nigga,
I'm trying to do better. Don't make me let you down. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
great line.
When we were recording and I saw the trailer for this, I wasn't excited at all because like I never finished the original series.
Right.
It stopped after maybe like 2 seasons. And then I watched it yesterday, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is really fucking good.
Yeah,
this is excellent. Like, I'm sitting there watching it with a fucking smile on my face, like a child, because it was just like because I felt like the writing was good. It fits with the picked up right where it left off in '97, I guess. I mean, and like the animation is great. There was some nuance to the animation. Like I don't know, there's one scene when when there's a close up of Cyclops. He's talking to somebody or he's about to do something, and you can see his eyes. You can see his eyes through the fucking visor. I'm like, I've never seen that. That's cool.
Yeah,
it's like little things like that like they put a lot of care into this fucking show. And it shows.
There's also big things I've never seen before, like Storm using her powers to turn sand into glass and then make a glass tornado. They go, what? It's like,
what did he say? Give him the forecast.
Yeah, tell him the forecast. Yeah, again, a bar. Yeah,
she
that's
just
a bar.
pulls up like I didn't even realize she wasn't fighting when they were fighting the Sentinels. I didn't realize she wasn't there, and then he was like, Give him the forecast, and she pulls up and just levels the fucking desert and just one fell swoop just knocks everybody out. I'm like, well, okay. He's like, oh, it's an Omega level threat. Oh, she pulls up and just step aside. I got this, and just fucks everything.
I'm very like Storm has always been written as a little overpowered.
OP. She's OP in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 2, nigga. Like, best character.
She's always been that way, so I was wondering how they were going to handle that, because like you could literally just be like, "Hey, I wonder what the weather's going to be like today" at the 15-minute mark of every episode, right? And then Storm just comes in and handle it. But they neutralized her, and I'm very curious to see how they handle that, because like she essentially got hit with an anti-blackness gun. Right? Like, you imagine like somebody shooting a black off of you, yo?
Mayonnaise!
Like he shot her identity away. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I don't know if people realize that. Like I don't know if people like if that hits people. Like imagine you got your black Terrence. Imagine if some white guy shot the black off of you and turned you into Clarence.
Clarence.
Like I'm on the 4th floor. I'd jump off my fucking balcony, nigga. Like, nah. And the funny thing about it is like she got hit with that ray saving a white man, saving a Jewish person, if you will.
Yeah.
Isn't he Jewish?
Yeah, it's from Holocaust.
I think so.
Jewish.
Yeah. Magneto is very.
Yeah, she lost her power saving a white man. God damn it.
Yeah, but in their
we always get fucked over.
Right, but in their world, they're equals, right? Like
that kind of thing doesn't exist with them. You know,
with them, they don't care about that. But they
don't. But still,
optics. But it is interesting because I liked Magneto's like response to that. Like, look, I'm not going to kill you, but like, look at you, you pieces of shit. Look what you did to our people. Like, we still had loss today, right? It's going to be really interesting to see how they do Magneto and like how they handle his character and everything else. Look, I know everybody is talking about like Gambit and everything else or whatever. I don't like to use this term, but Magneto's outfit is sassy as fuck. Okay, like
got the black and purple, and what is it? Black and purple with the long sleeves.
Yo, he looks wild. Yo, he looks super wild. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
With his coiffed hair, looking like
he used to be manly. Now look at him.
Look at him.
Right. Wait. Like y'all pick some wild things to nitpick, man. Like something wrong with men, yo. Me and Jay and I were talking about this earlier today, yo. Like something's really wrong with men, yo. Something's really wrong with it. I ain't never gonna get married, but if I do, I'm damn sure not gonna bend down on one knee and ask her to marry me. What am I, a bitch? Like, that's literally a video that he sent me today.
Yeah, it's like black dude. The guy commenting was like, yeah, you shouldn't get married ever to anyone. Like, do them all a favor. Like, you're a fucking lunatic. Another thing that I thought was really cool, again, like a powers issue, Beast ripping the parts out of a Sentinel and using it like to ride to like using it. I thought that was pretty cool. That was kind of fun. But
episode 2, I was watching before you can. I was watching episode 2, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, Morph just what the fuck does Morph do besides just morph into people? And I'm like, oh, I literally said that like 30 seconds before he turned into fucking into what's her name, Psylocke and Lady Deathstroke. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know he took the powers and could fight like them. I didn't know that.
I think he can mimic to some degree.
Yeah,
right? I don't know that he's like full on as powerful as the character.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
but
if he did, he would fucking mimic Storm and just do the same shit.
Right,
so
exactly.
It wouldn't make it to be that good. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was cool that we actually showed what he's good for offensively, because like he's always just
kind of a defense character. I mean, the fact that when they were falling out of the Blackbird, he was like, "Fuck this! I'll just turn into Angel. I'm out of here." Like he was like, "I'm not in trouble. It's fine."
Do you think that's a commentary on those movies where they had Angel die from falling out of a plane or whatever?
He died in a plane crash. Actually,
he died in a plane
crash. He died in a plane crash, and that's literally what happened in the show. The plane was about to crash, and this nigga said, "No,
I'm out." Yeah, I'm out. No. You've never seen that movie. No, you didn't see that movie.
No,
so you don't know how absurd it is. He was in the plane with his wings, and it was going down, and he didn't get out. He just stayed the fuck in there. Like, bro, your wings are made of metal. Just spin around and just rip the plane apart and just get out. He was just like, nah, I'm just gonna stay in here. I'm stuck, guys. I can't get out. And he died.
He didn't think quick on his feet. He's an idiot. Yeah. Is that what they were trying to imply?
I guess so. It came across quite clearly to me. I also did enjoy the part where they threatened Magneto when they came to the school and they were like, "Oh, we have guns and you can't use them. You can't use them against us because your powers don't work in the guns." He was like, "No, that's cool. Don't worry about it." Oh, those helicopters are made of metal. Don't even worry about it. I got it. They were like, "Oh shit, we good. My bad." They're the guy who wrote this is very, very good at clearly thinking out their powers and using them in ways that we've not seen, which I appreciate a lot. It's clever. And then, of course, the episode ended with a time-traveling Jean, coming to the mansion. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
I mean, I think I know where it goes. I won't go too into it. I don't think that's a time traveler. I think it's a clone, and there's a very famous clone that
game. X-Men Attack of the Clones. That's the Genesis game, right?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't Sinister the villain in that game.
Would be. He would be.
That's yeah. So there's a very famous mutant who is a clone of Jean Grey, and I think that's where they're headed.
Mr. Sinister.
X-Men 2 Clone Wars. That's what the Genesis game.
Also, the intro changes every episode. You notice that?
They added Magneto in the second episode.
They added Magneto. They hinted at Sinister, and they did something else. So yeah. Don't skip the intro. Like, but who would skip the intro, right? Like, you skip the intro.
What are you, a psychopath?
Right.
They shouldn't even have the option for this series.
Exactly.
No, keep watching. You fucking know. You know you're gonna watch it. Knock it off. But all in all, extremely good. Really, really good. All right, let's get into topics. We spent a lot of time in Check Out.
In an interview with Men's Health magazine, Brad Winderbaum a high-level executive at Marvel Studios, discusses the upcoming animated series Eyes of Wakanda and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I don't know why I keep going in and out, but let's see.
Okay.
All right. The gentleman is quoted as saying, I mean, hey, good. Thanks for picking up the slack, guys.
Nope.
Just let that dead air hang there.
Yeah, it's
You're
fine.
Hurry up.
I wasn't following it.
He says, we're exploring so many amazing avenues on the animated side. Eyes of Wakanda, more than any other show, fits right into our sacred MCU timeline continuity. Ryan Coogler is a producer on it. Todd Harris is one of our longtime storyboard artists who directs it. It's about Wakandan history and mythology, and it's really cool. It looks amazing. It feels like, okay, I'm getting an animated look into the MCU. There's also a third season of What If with Brian Andrews leading the charge, who's been there from the beginning. And without spoiling anything, that's where we start to feel crossover potential with animated projects. We've got Marvel Zombies coming down the road, and Jeff Tramel's Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I'm going into sound mix in a couple of hours. It's so great. He and his team over there, they know how to make you invest in characters. It's a very high school ensemble-driven show with Peter at the center. It's so much fun. So look, man,
I didn't even know that was being made.
With the success of X-Men '97, I hope that Marvel's animated front is it's looking strong, and I hope it keeps that way. For a very long time, DC animated projects were like the thing to look forward to if you are into comic books and animation. They have been varying degrees of quality, to say the least, and
so many of them.
It's too many.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of them. They have multiple like continuity like universes in those things. It's so many of them, but yeah, man, let's all right, look, more animated stuff along the way. That's also a good way to kind of keep Black Panther stories like in the sacred timeline until they figure out what they're doing with the next Black Panther movie.
Yeah. Agreed. It's a smart move.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah. Next up, a live action Popeye the Sailor Man, not starring Will Smith, is on the way. The iconic Sailor Man and Spinach Sugar, who first appeared in comic strips in the late 1920s, will be the subject of a new live action film from Chernin Entertainment and King Features. The project, currently developed as a big budget. Oh my God. Sorry. I think I'm dying. The project is currently in development as a big budget feature and has attached screenwriter Michael Kaleo, who wrote Sexy Beast and The Family and Sopranos. I don't give a fuck about Popeye, guys. I don't really care about this.
I have the same sentiment. I share the
Friendly Popeye is
character's 100 years old.
This character is literally 95 years old, to be exact. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Audience.
Popeye.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
I don't know who the audience is, but they're definitely over the age of 65.
They're probably dead, yo. They're probably dead. They're probably dead. The character came out in the 20s, right? Like
1929, yo. I don't think teenagers are gonna be. I need to see that Popeye the Sailor Man, my nigga. Like,
yo, that's a wild thing to say. I need to see that Popeye the Sailor Man, my nigga.
I don't fucking get it.
Well, you never know.
Who's going to see this? I don't give a fuck. No one cares about Popeye the Sailor Man.
I mean, here's the thing: a live action.
It's got to be like an Amazon movie.
like a live action version, like they did the one in 1980 with Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah.
Which was weird. It's a very weird movie if you've never seen it. The only way I think this plays well is if you completely, it's kind of like almost like Barbie. Like you completely lampoon the whole thing, right? And you got to get somebody who's like a really charismatic actor that you would never suspect to play Popeye. It can't just be like a generic actor. You got to get somebody who people are like, you know, I got to see. Idris Elba's playing Popeye. Fine, I'll see what the fuck this is about, right? It's got to be fucking weird. It's got to be weird. Because if you just pick like a general white guy in Hollywood, people are going to be like, I don't give a fuck about this. But if it's something strange and it's like a really somehow subvert the whole thing, the whole narrative, then maybe people will be interested. I don't know why you pick this as an IP. Conor McGregor, is that what you said?
I'm dead serious. I'm serious. Like if you see him in Roadhouse, he walks like Popeye in the movie. I don't know why. He's got this weird gait that he does in the movie. Like it would work.
Is it this?
Yeah,
he kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got this weird fucking bow-legged gait that he does. He would be perfect for it. He can't act. But so the fuck.
I'm not expecting.
Popeye. No one gives a fuck. Who cares?
You guys are really
olive oil.
Yeah. Who's the skinniest woman they can find in Hollywood? Nicole Kidman? Right? You gotta change it, yo. You gotta, like you said, you gotta change it. You gotta get like Gabourey Sidibe or somebody to be olive oil. You gotta be the exact opposite. Can we just move on?
You gotta you gotta do the opposite.
I can't look at you like we're doing the story. I can't.
Idris Elba and Gabourey Sidibe as Popeye.
I'm out. That's fucking ridiculous. I'll see it. I'll see it. Look, I'm rooting for everybody black. All right, it's fine. Like that's fine. That's a wild choice, but
seems like a waste of fucking money is what this seems like to me, honestly.
This isn't the only.
It actually does. This feels like a write down, right? Like they're gonna make this movie and be like, "Nah, we're gonna cancel it." Like this is crazy.
I mean, they did it in 1980 with Robin Williams as Popeye.
Well, yeah, he was 50 at that time.
It was a weird. I said, it was a weird fucking movie, man. Like a really
and Popeye was still on people that he's in the comic books. Like these kids don't give a fuck about a Popeye nowadays, man.
I mean, this is
they
always
don't give a fuck about nothing that they weren't born with.
Right. I mean, but that's that. I mean, that's a real legitimate point, right? Why are you making this in 2025? Nobody gives. You haven't had a Popeye cartoon in 20 years. Like it's not like it's on the forefront of young people's minds or anything. And again, maybe if you want to do this, it's a weird choice. But if you want to do this, make a Popeye animated series and make it fun and interesting, and see if you can garner a real level of support. That would be a smarter way to pull a 95-year-old IP and see if it actually works.
Be a Popeye animated series, like a
I'm sure there was at one point.
Last 20 years or something like that.
I don't know about recently. I would assume I would think there wouldn't be, but maybe I could be totally off base there. But like maybe you should try to do that instead of trying going right to live action. That just seems like a really stupid idea.
Well,
it's dumb. I don't get it.
Next up, Aaron Taylor Johnson is being heavily rumored to be James Bond.
How do you feel about this one, buddy?
So there, no formal offer has been placed yet, but multiple sources are saying he's been offered the role. Look, if you're offered the role of James Bond, you're gonna take it. So let's assume that he is going to be the next James Bond. I mean, he's the right age, right? You can get 20 years out of him before he, especially if he like really takes care of himself. I guess to be perfectly honest, I don't. I'm looking up his filmography. just because I'm not. I remember him from Kick-Ass, and I remember him as what's his name, Quicksilver,
Right.
and I remember him from Bullet Train. Yeah, I watched that, and
I tried. I didn't make it.
Same. I made it 15 minutes. That's not
He's
his
going to be
fault.
Kraven the Hunter, right?
Sure.
yeah, he's going to be Kraven the Hunter, so I'm not watching that.
I hope he signs that contract before that movie hits. Right? You always get your next project before people start reviewing your current project. Like,
So I don't necessarily have a problem with it. He's got the look, right? And I guess is he attractive? I don't know.
he's a handsome guy. Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. Actually, this is probably the best thing because I haven't seen him in a lot of things, especially using his regular voice. So I can kind of fall into the character. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It won't be like here's this dude playing James Bond. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Look,
And-
Yeah, go ahead.
It's all about how James Bond is going to be written and what they want this James Bond to be, because each actor kind of brings something, but they're written in a certain way, right? And like Daniel Craig was, for lack of a better term, woke Bond, right? He was thug Bond and then evolved into like selfless like Bond with feelings and shit.
Right.
Spoiler alert, he dies at the end of his run. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, that's not. Like the thing is, the missiles are coming, but like he'll get out of it. Like it's fine. Hey,
Yeah, sure.
James Bond is a clever guy.
Brad thought that for a second. He was like, no, they didn't kill him, right? Like, he can't die. He's James Bond.
No, he died.
No, he did. He did.
Super dead.
Yeah. So, look, all right. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not super excited yet, but I'm not flying off the handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like he has like blonde hair or anything like crazy.
Yeah, that was a big fucking deal, man. Like, people were pissed that Daniel Craig had blonde hair. And was playing James Bond.
I'm not gonna see that movie. Like, I saw it. It's pretty goddamn good. Who gives a shit? Like, who cares?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's picked a lot of bad projects, but I don't necessarily think he's a bad actor. Craven does not look like a good movie, but I'm not going to judge his ability to be James Bond based on that. Sony doesn't make good movies anymore. They just don't. So we'll see. If he's the guy, then he's the guy, and I hope he nails it. I hope he can. My only hope is that they go a completely different style of Bond, right? Like Craig had his run and it was great. Don't just try to make another Craig run, right? Like let this guy be his own person, right? So I don't know if that's usually more gadgets or less gadgets or whatever. Like it'd just be kind of fun to just go a different route.
They usually do that with the Bond movies. The only time they messed up is with George Lazenby, because like they directly reference Sean Connery in George Lazenby's one and only outing as James Bond. Like, and he had big shoes to fill to begin with. You don't want to remind the audience that you're not the real James Bond. You know what I mean?
Right.
He literally, well, that never happened to the other fella, right? Something fucked up. And he was like, well, that never happened to the other fella. Like, yo, yeah, because he was fucking dope and you're not, dork. I actually really like his movie. I actually really like his movie. I don't hate that
Oh,
guy.
Lazenby's movie? Yeah, I heard it was very good.
Yeah.
Actually.
I actually really like it. And there's a lot of that movie in Daniel Craig's last movie as James Bond. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
They all brought something. I'm curious. Yeah, like you said, I'm curious to see what he brings, right? Sean Connery was the prototype. George Lazenby was the outlier. Roger Moore was Roger Moore was fucking goofy, yo. Like
Nah,
I understand.
Roger Moore was the one laying it down, 60 years old, still getting 25-year-olds.
Yeah, it was creepy as shit. And what's his name was Psycho Bond.
Oh, Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton was crazy, yo. He was crazy. And then my Bond,
murdering people.
right? Like they kill Felix Leiter, so I'm gonna go on a fucking rampage. Like, oh god damn, bro. Yeah. And then Pierce Brosnan is my Bond, right? Like that's the one I grew up with. And yeah, whose movies got progressively worse with every outing.
That was really unfortunate for everyone.
Yeah, and then Thug Bond to woke Bond with his feelings and shit. He started off like Terrence with no fucking feelings, and then he died for a woman and his child. So
yeah, it made no sense. Weird.
Why would you do that? That's great.
James Bond with a baby. What the fuck?
That he can't even stand next to. It's fucking sad.
Of all characters, nigga. Snip, snip. Motherfucker, what the fuck?
Yeah. You can't be walking around with a loaded weapon. Get out of here. You should know better. For some goddamn reason, they're making another Boondock Saints movie. Look, I am on record long ago when they made the second Boondock Saints movie that I hate the first movie. I think
I've never seen it.
It is I guess it's a cult classic for a lot of people, which generally means it's not a good movie to the vast majority of people. Yeah, I hated this movie. Like, I hated it. I thought it was dumb as fuck. When it was introduced to me, people were like, it's amazing, you're going to love it. I was like, both of these actors are not very good. They're both doing their best to be like very, very cool. I didn't like it. I'm not a fan of the whole like badass fucking Irish twin douchebag storyline. I hate it. I hate all of it.
It's very much a movie of its time.
100%.
Like it's the turn of the millennium and
around time
everything.
Of the Matrix.
Right. Everybody wants to be a school shooter because like everybody thinks like dressing in black and shooting guns and shit is fucking dope and with no like style.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so no thanks.
It's a very overrated movie.
It's super overrated. So yeah, they're coming back. They're bringing Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery. Will return as Boston Vigilantes. Cool, Boston Vigilantes. That sounds like something I really can't wait to not.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun.
Boston Vigilantes sounds like an offshoot of the Friends of Humanity.
You're right, exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Hey guys, you wanna check out that movie about Boston Vigilantes? What's the number to the police? Okay, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no thanks. I don't know why this series is being resurrected. I guess Norman Reedus has enough pull to do it, but I don't care. Much like your thoughts on Popeye, I'd rather watch a Popeye movie than a Boondock Saints movie. 100 times out of 100. Next up, The Sims are getting a movie. Yes, that game that your psychopath friend put a person into a small box and watch them slowly go crazy and shit and piss themselves. This fucking guy did. You can see what yeah, so the Sims movie is in the works with Margot Robbie. I don't know if leading, but she's certainly attached to it. So okay,
doesn't she have a production company like everybody else in Hollywood?
Probably. Oh, Lucky Chap, that's her. Yep.
There you go.
All right. I mean,
are they gonna be talking in Simblish or whatever the fuck that stupid
like I'm not watching. I'm not watching that.
Are they gonna be talking during the movie?
No, they're not gonna do that. I'll tell you exactly what this movie is gonna be. This movie is gonna be a generic romantic comedy with green diamonds over their heads. That's it.
Yo,
it's gonna be a plain ass. It's gonna be a plain ass movie with a Sims coat of shellac on it.
That's probably
that's it. Because The Sims is nothing, right? It's a life simulator. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You know,
you know what it is. It's going to be a less fun version. What's the Ryan Reynolds movie where he was like inside a video game?
Free Guy.
Yeah. It's gonna be that, but without the action, crazy action and shit. I think you're
right. It's gonna have a bunch of stupid like video game nods for people who have never played a video game before. And it's not gonna be for me. I'll put it that way.
Look, maybe they're working on something to sort of subvert that narrative type of thing. But I think you're way closer to right than wrong. So, all right, cool. I can't wait to watch it before I watch the Boondock Saints trilogy.
And look, this article. Look, to be fair, this article points out that Barbie's a toy and has no narrative. But look at that movie, right? So
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah, and that's the only way that Popeye or Barbie, Popeye, any of these other Polly Pocket, any of this other shit works is by subverting the narrative. Like that's it. Otherwise, you're just playing straight to little kids, and it's like, all right, it's either interesting to them or it's not. But the reason why Barbie worked is because it hooked everybody with the premise, right? So, it got everybody in the door, like the Lego movies, like that's people using this IP. All right, look, maybe it'll be more than that. But at the same time, I really can't see myself going to see it. But maybe I'll be convinced. Maybe a Barbenheimer situation will happen again, where the Sims and the
something
Sims
else
movie.
The Sims. Popeye come out at the same time.
Yuck. Maybe it'll be the Sims and Boondock Saints. The good movie will drag another movie along with it to make $4 extra. Among Us animated series cast Randall Park, Yvette Nicole Brown, Elijah Wood, and Ashley Johnson. Okay, I've never played Among Us. You guys are video game people. Have you guys ever played that game?
No.
I don't know.
No, I don't have friends. I don't have friends. The premise is, from what I can remember, it's like a whodunit, right? Like, fuck, I can't remember.
Like someone's a spy, and you got to figure out who it is. Something, right? And
there you go. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Like and they're those little weird characters. So I guess those are going to be the characters since it's an animated show. But what's the narrative? Is it just going to be like each week they're going to try to figure out who it is, or it's like a 10-episode run to try to figure out who the fucking spy is? Again, this is going to have something to do. They're going to have to subvert whatever the fuck the actual general premise of the game is. Because what? This just seems dumb. All three of these stories just seem really stupid for fucking movies and television. I don't get it.
There's so many better.
None of it is original.
There's so many better IPs you could be dealing with. Like there just are. Among Us as an animated series. Maybe it works if it's like every week you shuffle what the mystery is, right? It's not building over a season. I don't know. Maybe they figure something out. Like the one thing I'll say is I know all of those actors. They're all like pretty fun actors in most of the things they've been in. So yeah, it might work. You never know. Strange. It's just a very strange choice, but okay.
Maybe. I mean, like you said, it's another IP driven like thing, which how many has AOC been on Twitch playing The Sims? Like she has been playing on Twitch playing Among Us. So
3 years ago.
Right, that was like mad long ago. But
I mean,
get her in the
came
first season. Like get her in the first episode. Like I don't know.
Yeah, get her to do a cameo or something. get a voice cameo.
There you go. What the fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
A 52-year-old man reported experiencing worsening headaches for over 4 months with no explanation. Researchers said the migraines were a result of a tapeworm being caused by the man's consumption of uncooked bacon.
I'm sorry, what?
For months, doctors tried to diagnose what exactly was causing the headaches. In a case report published by
Idiocy?
Health officials of a certain location, the man stated his migraines occurred almost weekly, becoming increasingly severe, and no longer were responsive to therapy. Turns out he was eating undercooked bacon. Doctors diagnosed him with something that I can't pronounce, which is a condition caused by an infection from a pork tapeworm. He was then treated with an antiparasitic and an anti-inflammatory medication. Reports did not say if or when the man's symptoms subsided after treatment. You have to cook your food. That Liver King guy was a fraud.
Oh no, he still ate that shit though. No, he ate it. No, he did.
He was still eating liver. No, he was saying he was getting jacked because of the liver when he was like injecting all of the steroids in the world into his.
Yeah, no, but he was eating that shit too. He's also dumb.
Yeah.
China. Humans. Not China. Not China.
Nah, Silver Spring, Maryland. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck you know in Silver Spring eat bacon? Get the fuck out of here.
That's right. You guys aren't allowed.
Yeah, no. It is in America though. It is in America.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
We're fat. We're fat, nigga. That's why we don't eat bacon.
There's no moral reason.
It's in America.
Florida.
Guess the state.
Florida. This feels like a Florida state.
Uncooked bacon.
Yeah, Americans love bacon.
California.
Of course it's Florida.
It
right?
is Florida.
Yeah. The CDC says humans get the tapeworm infection after eating raw or undercooked pork contaminated with cysts of T. solium. When swallowed, the cysts pass through the stomach and attach to the lining of the small intestine. In the small intestine, the cysts develop into adult tapeworms over about 2 months. So
is there a quote from the tapeworms to the extent of, have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed?
Swallowed up.
A time of swallowing. That dude is a real pastor, yo. That's fucking wild.
What the fuck is the name of this shit?
Oh, he did it. Whatever they accused TD Jakes of, he did that shit. Get the fuck out of here, yo. I'm not mad. I mean, do whatever you want, but that shit is hilarious.
Shit.
On the pulpit and said that shit. He knew damn well what he was saying. Oh, it's a message from God. Okay. Okay, guys.
Apparently it's very rare for the tapeworms to reach the brain, but this lucky son of a bitch, he got it. So
who undercooks bacon that bad?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like crispy bacon, but like I cook it to the point where like I know it's fucking cooked.
Right. I like a bit of both. Right.
I like a chew to my bacon, not crispy.
Yeah, I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want my bacon to be a bookmark, but at the same time, right? Like I don't want it to look like a dog's tongue, just like hanging there. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
You have a way with words. Thank you very much. Wow, that is fucking crazy, dude. Come on. Yeah, all right, you gotta go sit down. You're too stupid for society. That's why you live in Florida. Terrence, you're up.
Living nightmare. The world's largest leech can grow up to 18 inches long. Because of course.
Australia.
this big ass leech, or the such and such giant leech, is the world's largest leech by quite a significant margin, growing up to 18 inches long, 46 centimeters. Leeches are found in wet and humid areas all over the globe, and whilst most are smaller than the average person's index finger, a few can grow a lot longer than that. One particular species of leech can get so big that it is considered the stuff of nightmares, and this thing is fucking massive. There's a Hemipteria gilliani. I'm assuming that's what it is. Also known as displaced giant leech, is an elusive leech that can only be found in this place and in certain nearby areas in this place. Yeah, it's a gigantic leech. It looks like a slug. It's gross. Take a guess.
I said Australia.
Okay.
Leeches. India? I don't know, man.
Oh, India's not really humid. Well, I guess it is humid.
Yeah, it's quite humid.
It's very hot. It's very hot. Brazil.
Yeah, that makes sense. Rainforest type shit.
It's in like the rainforest type shit. Yeah. So you're unlikely to run into one of these unless you live there. But photos of this slimy critter should be enough to send shivers down your spine. While most specimens measure between 30 and 35 centimeters, exceptional specimens can grow up to 46 centimeters long. Yeah, this thing is really big, man. It's disgusting looking. It's gross. It's gross. Just take a look at it.
I'm good. No.
It's
see what this
like how? What is it eating? Like what is it feeding on to get that big? God damn.
Ugh, I am just not okay with any of that.
Whoa, that thing is huge.
It's massive. It's the size of this
thing. Looks like a bracelet, yo.
Oh hell no, yo! No.
I'd lose my mind.
I didn't see the second picture. Good. This is Brazil? Nah, I'm good. No thanks.
I'd lose my mind if I seen something that fucking big and it was a leech. I'm good.
That's a succubus is what that is. That's absolutely insane.
How much blood did that take from you?
Overnight? Yeah, you may not be alive the next day. Like, good Lord. My story is also not that crazy. Study finds pythons may provide sustainable meat for food insecurity.
Pythons? Is there enough of that?
I guess so. Let's see. A study published by Scientific Reports Journal found that snakes' meat to be a highly efficient, environmentally friendly source of nutrition that can be raised on waste proteins. Oh, that's gross. In terms of food and protein conversion ratios, pythons outperform all mainstream agricultural species studied to date. We found pythons grew rapidly to reach slaughter weight within the first year after hatching. Researchers studied 2 large python species over 12 months on farms in Thailand and Vietnam. In those countries, snake farming... Damn it. And Vietnam. You got it. In those countries, snake farming operations are currently in place, and snake meat is considered a delicacy. Yeah, I would try it. Yeah, you would try... I've never had snake.
Why not?
Yeah, you try that,
Yeah,
Mike.
I mean,
a coward.
No, I would try a snake. I don't give a shit. It's just, it's all in how you prepare it, right? As long as it's not like, I'm not eating bugs, right? Unless they like water bugs, right? And
lobsters.
Yeah, like a lobster.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Lobsters are fucking water cockroaches. Is all they are.
They're roaches. Yeah, they're big ass water roaches.
Yeah, they used to be. It used to be like known as like trash food.
Yeah.
Until white people got old.
Yep. And then the price was through the roof. Yep.
Yeah.
See what you do.
White people used to be too fucking good for it. Chicken used to be the fucking delicacy.
Now look.
That's a fact.
Now look at us.
Look it up. Do the research. Do the Googles.
Do your Googles, nigga. Yeah, that's wild. Look, if they need, if they're having food insecurities, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, apparently it has like more protein than like beef, chicken, pork, salmon. And it requires less food in comparison to all of those things. So, yeah.
What does that mean? It requires less food for them to eat?
No, requires less food to grow them.
So I'm asking, what does that mean?
So, meaning you have to put up so much food to feed a cow to get it to slaughter weight. They're saying in order.
That's what I mean. It's less food for them to eat so they can grow.
Right, for the snake to grow.
For the snakes to eat. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right. So then they get to whatever fucking anaconda size, like that terrible movie, and then they slaughter it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, would try.
What does snake meat taste like?
Chicken.
Then again, depending on
it probably tastes like alligator, right? It probably tastes like,
like
all
chicken.
those motherfuckers are right. It tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it's the Matrix.
And again, where this is taking place, they're probably just going to throw a bunch of chili oils and shit into it. And
Probably.
It's basically what they do: chili oil and fucking seasonings, and then some rice. That's all they throw in.
I'm not going to turn that down if that's offered to me. That's fine.
No, I'd eat it. No, absolutely.
I mean, I've had eel. That's just a water snake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to say water. I want to say water.
Water.
In my Baltimore accent, I just love saying water. Water bugs.
We's live in the ghetto. Trailers this week. First one up for trailers. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. This is the long-awaited sequel to the original Beetlejuice movie. I think the trailer.
I enjoyed the first Beetlejuice, but
I love the first one. I'm confused as to why we need this one. I don't know. They got the girl who played Wednesday. But she's like a weird, creepy kid. They got her in it. I guess she's maybe Lydia's daughter.
Daughter, yeah.
Which would make sense.
Astrid.
So, yeah, like... I mean, Michael Keaton still looks like he's having fun. I need to see a full trailer. But, okay.
Yeah, this trailer didn't really do... I was just like, okay, I guess. Fine.
Yeah,
like, it had all like iconic like shots. It had the fucking table. I'm like, cool, okay.
Yeah, I just need to see a trailer. Like I don't mind watching this. The first Beetlejuice was fine. I don't have like a love for it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't my goth gateway, like I think it was for some people.
Clearly, Terrence,
but Michael Keaton being Beetlejuice again is something that I kind of want to see because he was buck fucking wild in that first movie. Like if you had any doubt that Michael Keaton was a good actor, right? Like that dude did Beetlejuice and then Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like and Mr. Like back to back to back, yo. Like this dude has range. And seeing gross ass, degenerate ass Beetlejuice, I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah. I just want to see a full trailer. I'm just curious as to what the story is that they thought they would go back to this franchise this many years later. Right? Yeah, so okay. Teaser trailer for Alien Romulus. This looks very good. This looks good. This is not directed by what's his face? God. Jesus.
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. Thank you. I just total blank. But he is producing it. This is directed by the dude who did the 2013 Evil Dead, Fede Alvarez.
Which was very
and he
good.
also did Don't Breathe as well.
Which was also pretty damn good. Yeah, this looks dope. Like, I'm with this teaser. Like, this is what I want in an Alien movie. This takes place between Alien and Aliens, so it's gonna have that. That trailer, like the look of it, it's got like that futuristic, like old school. I don't know what the hell that look is called, but it looks like the Alien ship, like the ship that was in the original Alien. What the hell is the look of it? Like retro futuristic look.
It's like a retro future.
Yeah, and he's a good director. It looks like it's going to be very violent, more violent than the first two movies. It looks like it's going to be more of a horror movie, way more like horror from the first one, like a mixture of the two. Honestly, yeah, I need to see a better, or maybe not just the trailer. I just want to see the movie.
Nah, this is all I need, right? Like, this looks really good.
Yeah, this was actually a very well done teaser.
This is a very good.
I assume the guy from Rye Lane is playing an android, just in the way he's sort of behaving, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this reminds me of that that movie Life.
Life and Underwater are just nothing but Alien.
They're all ripoffs of Alien, right? Like
Life was legitimately very good. I thought that was actually very good.
I enjoyed Life. It was I enjoyed Life.
You like
I
Life,
I
would. You watch Alien. If you like Life, watch Alien.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to rewatch Alien. I mean, you were right about Aliens, so maybe I'll give Alien a shot. I did not care for Underwater too much.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Underwater.
Stop it.
But that's just because, like, I can't swim, and I'm like, well, this is ridiculous. Why would anybody go to the fucking lowest point in the ocean, right? Like, that's fucking. I just wanted to say ocean. That's. All right, I might watch the original Alien and report back, see if anybody, and give my recommendation as to whether or not you should see it.
Hey, have you heard of this new movie? Yeah, thanks.
This 45-year-old movie. It's very
Fresh
like
it's hot off the presses, guys.
Up, it fucking
it's a good
holds
movie.
up.
It's a very good movie. Next up, trailer. I guess the official trailer for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Look, it's really funny seeing Chris Hemsworth like doing his accent. Like, good night, mate. Like, it's just fucking weird.
Regular accent. It's crazy.
This looks fun.
Man. Nuts. Like, this looks out of control. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I love Fury Road. I thought it was really fun. This looks just as nuts. As a couple people said in our Discord, I agree. It looks a little clean, and I think it's because they're using more CGI than they normally do. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, some of it is it does look a little too clean. But seeing people getting run over by giant trucks, that's always fun. So yeah, okay, I'm here for it. And it's obviously, go ahead.
No, I still haven't watched Fury Road yet. Maybe that'll be another one that I'll watch and give you my recommendation as to whether or not you should see Mad Max Fury Road. But it looks fun, and I'm usually not into like this type of post-apocalyptic, science fiction, but it does look good.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Micah hitting you with the 7-year-old fucking reviews next week. The Acolyte, Star Wars latest upcoming series. Now, Micah, you read 2 of these books in this part of the universe.
Yeah. Basically, all you need to know about this era is that the Jedi were more prominent, in the Star Wars in the earlier Star Wars films. Like you see like 1 or 2 Jedi, and they're like myth. In the High Republic, they are like the National Guard. Like they're kind of peacekeepers throughout the galaxy, and there are a lot of them. So if you like a bunch of Jedi and Sith running around using their powers, stuff like this is for you. And the books are, they're decent. I enjoy them. I enjoy them enough to finish them. I have the third book. I haven't started it yet, but yeah, I like this era of Star Wars. And look, I'm not Leonardo, right? Like I'm not some uber Star Wars fan, but I know what I like, and I like this, and I like this trailer. Someone is killing Jedi, and they need to figure out who it is. That's pretty much that's the setup, and that's all the setup I need.
Yeah. Now, does have
the fucking the hairstyle. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the Killmonger. Yeah. Somebody posted on Reddit, and they were just that image, and they were like, "We're never going to get away from this." Yeah, we're really not.
I really need Michael B. Jordan to come out with a different hairstyle so that we can all convince white people that, like, black hair. You can do a lot with black hair, guys. No. Like, don't let the three of us fool you. You can do a lot with black.
low, gone. That's it. That's it. Like going, gone. Like that's all we got. So yeah, look, I think this looks interesting. I mean, it's very much a teaser trailer, and they're calling it an official trailer. It doesn't feel like it. In this part of the universe, or this part of the timeline, is there a time that they're just not aware of Sith? And like, is this? I get the impression like they've never met a Sith before.
In the books, Sith don't exist. The main villains are like these pirates, and the big bad is this guy who can kind of manipulate hyperspace. Like he knows where certain like backdoor like hyperspace lanes are that no one else knows, and so they're able to come in, raid, and then roll out. Right? They're like pirates, and that's who the Jedi are facing. So the fact that you see a red lightsaber, which typically is the lightsaber that Sith use, is a big deal in this part of the timeline. As far as I know, right? Like, I'm sure I'll be corrected, but
as you should be. Yeah, look. My biggest issue with this is and I texted you this when this came out. There's way too many minorities. Like they just everybody's here. It's way too diverse. There's an Asian guy. There's black women, more than one. There's the black dude with the Killmonger. There's a little black boy. Knock it off. Come on. Are there any white people even in this series anymore? I'm sure those are all of the type of comments that are, on all of those dumb idiot YouTube channels. But yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, this looks fine. It looks fine. I'd like to know a little bit just about this part of the timeline. But I'm also patient enough to just wait and just watch it. So it's fine. So there you go. Okay.
There you go.
All right. That's it for us this week. We will see you guys next time.
What up?